Go. Go. Okay, ready, go. So you're using a strong grip, and with that you have a severely biased body posture here. So you're lefty, and then having this strong grip, and basically you're starting this swing from this position. It's a bias to this side.
Right.
That means you will not be able to move this way that much. It's just try to hit hard this way. Okay. Now all you do is, if I use the right-handed
That's
swing,
fine. That's fine.
So from this position here,
Sure.
just bring the arms up here, and then try to hit the ball like this.
Okay.
So you don't have any room for the pelvis motion away.
Ah.
So you have to rely on your arms.
Okay.
And on the, this is the down the line view, as you can see here. All you do is just bring.
You can do it right-handed. I got it. I got it.
Yeah, fold it in and then try to hit the ball here.
Okay.
Now, when this happens, you tend to hit the ground early.
Because I'm not getting.
Yeah, and then the swing path becomes outward.
Right.
So your shot generally
Swing
going
path is that
way.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all related to the grip you are using. It's a severely biased grip here. So you are starting from here instead of using more neutral grip. So again, assume the setup position. So with this, the back of the right hand is up here. And your hands are going in this way here. This arm is vertical. So what happens is left side is low, right side is high here. And then you're basically shifting the body this way.
Okay.
From here, it's really hard to move the pelvis back this way and go to this reverse pivot posture here.
Okay.
Because of your initial setup.
Okay.
So you will only bring the arms up here and try to hit the ball.
Okay.
So you have to decide whether you want to change the grip or just increase the sort of dynamics with the current.
Change. I don't know what. If I change the grip, it's pretty hard anyway when you've been playing a long time. But if it's going to help my overall dynamics, though,
It's limiting your motion quite a bit. So basically, your swing is all this swing here because of how you are starting the swing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
It's a severe limiting factor.
oh wow. Okay.
Yes, as if you are shaking hands with the people. Yeah, still, so with that, you have this strong grip. And from there, bring it back to the top, backswing top position.
Okay.
And then as you can see here, your left wrist is, this is called the dorsiflexion here. This will limit the wrist cocking. So your club can go only about this high.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I need it to be.
Yeah, more neutral, and then bring the hands a bit higher. Yeah.
Wow.
But still your backswing range of motion is limited. Okay.
So I'm picking
Yeah. So these are all related. All related.
Okay.
You can turn your shoulders fairly.
Yeah, I can turn my shoulder.
Yeah.
That's not a.
So up to 9. Yes, that's good.
Yeah.
And with that, Now hold the club and then keep the hands in front of your chest. Look at how strong your arms are, and then you have to let it go about this side. So try to keep it about here. Let the right arm go a bit higher. If you can go about this high, then you have enough range of motion. But usually you will go about here.
Oh, you talking about like that?
Yeah.
Instead.
Yeah. So try to increase the range of motion a bit more. And from there, let it swing through. Yeah. So what happens is, with your current posture here, just bring this here. So if you look at the finished position, you are pretty much just going to this position. From here, about here. You cannot really swing through and then let it go. But if you turn more during the backswing, from this, let it go through.
Okay.
So instead of...
Okay, so I definitely got to change the grip. Okay.
Yeah. So you all you do is just lift your arm a little bit and then go over this side. Let's see how much backswing you have. Yeah, going about here.
Okay.
This is all starting from your initial position, initial posture. Now, so during the backswing, try to turn your shoulder more. You are surprisingly flexible with your height and then the bulkiness of your body. Surprisingly, you can turn the shoulders quite a bit, and then let the club head drop a bit more. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Instead of, yeah.
Can't do it that.
And then from there, swing through, let it go. Yes. And really use the momentum of the club and then let it go. So using the range of motion, you can develop the speed and let it go all the way instead of about here, swing and then just turning your body a lot.
That's probably over the years of trying to learn to control the ball, I've gotten into that habit.
And then also tendency is if you keep hitting more right, unless you have good draw spin, then the ball will, a lot of cases, it will be a block shot. So you have to develop the club speed and then let the club go and hit the ball instead of opening your body a lot. Yeah, from there, throw the club head. Yep.
That feels a whole lot different.
So with that posture, it's hard to go to that position. Okay? So what you have to do is you have to use a continuous motion, using the momentum and bring it back and then let it go. But let's start with stage 3 of two-step swing drills. So assume your regular stance. And then what we'll do is throw the club first this way.
Okay.
And then from this position, bring the club fast back and have enough backswing. Using the momentum, have enough backswing and then let it go. So the trigger motion is really important. Yeah, again. You hit the ground early. So at the setup position, try to keep your body more upright.
More like this
instead of leaning this way. Okay. So using the same grip, however, instead of keeping the hands here, try to have more upright posture. Okay, and then there, throw the club, so trigger and then bring it back quickly.
Okay, is that a better position then?
Let's try that, okay? Again. And then on the way down, you are not really letting it go, but here, your whole body is kind of moving together. That's why you are not having that much speed. So what should happen is that because you can turn your shoulders quite a bit, turn shoulder here, and when you start the downswing, start with the back toward the target from here, and then with one motion, let it go.
With one motion, let it go.
But you are currently trying to push around.
Oh.
Okay. So wind up well, and then let it go. Again, you just turn to your body and then drop to this. That's why it's hitting the ground.
So I got to get that.
So from here, from this position, try to throw it using your right arm more instead of putting the left arm down here. Your left arm is dominant with this position here. Try to go this way. That's why left side goes low, and you are hitting the ground. But from here, engage your right side more. From the wind-up position, okay, when the shoulder is turned 90 degrees from there, start the downswing with the back more toward the target, and then as one motion, throw the right arm and the club. So from now on, the image you will have, or the feel you have to have is, instead of bring this left arm up here, try to move your right arm more in this way from the backswing. Instead of going this way and then try to hit the ball with this, try to move your right arm more in and then use the right arm. Yeah. Engage your right arm more. And then at the top, even here, your left shoulder is quite low. Right shoulder is quite high. So you are coming down this way. Try to, during the backswing, as you are pushing your right hand in this way, try to lower the right shoulder here instead of going this way. You have to bring the right shoulder down more. Yep. From there, by throwing the right shoulder there, and then throw the right arm. And also, you don't have to open the chest that much, too early.
Too early?
Yeah. So here, because when you use your left arm a lot, then to hit the ball, you have to open this quite a bit. But if you are throwing the right arm here, hit the ball here, and then continue, instead of turning a lot. When you tend to lower the left side quite a bit, and then shift it that way, and then turn a lot, then you have the tendency of having the low point about here. So if this goes too far down, then you hit the ground hard. But if you're in this position here, get from here, by bringing the right shoulder here, and then let the arm go. Okay. This way.
More closer to it.
Yeah.
More where you
and then, so you will, in order to use this side, you will have to maintain this good closed position, back toward the target. From here, just let it go, and then about this much, instead of going all the way here. When you put this in, you tend to turn quite a bit here. But when you are throwing this, then you don't have to turn that much.
Okay.
Just to use your right arm. Yeah, you're not really throwing this, but rather from here, you're turning the whole body like this.
Okay.
That's
so
why
you're still turning to earth.
And then you're just turning everything together, try to swing.
Oh, okay.
But only when you use the right arm more, then you'll be able to throw the right arm.
Should I do it with one hand?
You can certainly do that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you see, always try to open the chest early. So from this position, you're going to this position and then try to let it go. But rather from here, go this way. Let it go here.
Okay.
Yeah, you are turning to the right too much.
Like right here then?
Yeah, but you are lowering your left side quite a bit there. So instead of going like this, because your left hip is going this way, going down, you're already opening here. But start the backswing with your back toward the target. Shift it this way and then simply turn and then throw up here.
Okay.
Okay?
So my left hip.
Yeah, you're turning your pelvis too early, too much. So that's why your body goes low here. So your low point is over. So instead of instead of sliding the right side back and then left side going down, from here just to try to turn around, just to turn around.
You try to turn everything around.
Yeah, just to let it go. So here, if I use my left arm here, if you put left arm here, then by generating good acceleration here with that, all you need is just to let it go. But if you try to push the right side down,
you're going to step. Okay.
Going to this position here, the whole thing is rotating here. Then you cannot use the mobility allowed here to let it go. Okay? If you come down like this. So from here, if you make sure you just don't go too far down, just to put your right shoulder, go in and then stay it, keep it low here. From here, using the body, this is what's important, this phase here, not this phase here. Yeah. From there, using that acceleration generated early on here, using this, simply let it go. Let it go straight, okay? Instead of turn all the way and then try to add the motion here.
Okay. So this motion here?
Yes. With that, throw the right arm. Throw the right arm.
I felt my left arm get in there.
So you have to engage your right arm more. So from the backswing, in the backswing, try to put the right shoulder more in. With that, create this shoulder turn instead of moving the left shoulder back. Yeah, that. From there, let it go. And also your hands are going high up in the downswing. So from here, as you go down.
Should I go down? As I come down?
So from here,
okay.
And as you start the downswing, go ahead. This tends to stay high here, but rather bring the hands here.
Oh, I got you.
Here and then let it go here.
Okay.
So you have to use the wrist here, and then let it go instead of going.
And that's because of the strong grip.
Yes.
And that made me keep it from going way the heck over there.
So by using the right shoulder and right arm here, and then use the wrist here, and then let it go, instead of go all the way.
Okay. So this got to stay more.
So you have to use this part, the mobility allowed it here, to throw the arms and club, instead of turning the whole body as one unit. Okay. No, it's still you're turning too early. Turning the shoulder too early.
Too early.
Yeah.
Too early.
Instead of turn this much and then letting go here, then you see the left arm is high. But if you let it go here, right here, because you will have to reach the peak angular velocity, the peak clever speed here at impact. Okay. So this acceleration is what's important, instead of how much you turn your body after that. So you have to have good acceleration here. Okay, with that, simply let it go. So after that, turning this body a lot during the follow-through has no meaning. You're just exaggerating the turn, so it will affect, your early downswing motion.
So right.
Yes. So keep the hands close to your body, and then using the wrist, let the club head go. Bring the hands higher, club more. From there, start the downswing with the shoulder turn and add the arm motion, and then also the wrist motion. Still, the left side is going in, more the right side. And then keep the club head pad a bit lower, flatter in the downswing. Yeah. So that means you'll have to lift the arms a bit higher here, and then go low. Yeah. From there, go low. That's better. You have to really mobilize your wrist. Yes, now use a trigger. Using that, have a really active backswing. Really fast, speedy backswing here.
Go faster.
Yeah, so make the backswing more faster. Okay, more active, and they have more motion.
So more trigger to give me a...
Yeah, using the trigger, you will have a really active motion to this position.
Okay.
And then bring this down here and then let it go.
Okay.
Yeah. So currently, you are initially aiming the ball about here. On the way down, the club's head goes here. You have this much gap here.
Bringing it in way too much.
So let's try to do this. When you start the downswing here, instead of going down too much, let it go out.
Let it go out?
Go out here. So make it overall, make it a bit flatter. No, it's starting too far down.
Right.
So go up here. From here, let the hands go here, and then try to bring the club head here more away, and then going this way here.
Okay.
So make it flatter.
Flatter. Okay.
Starting from here, and then have a more flatter turn.
Here,
Instead of you're biased to this direction here, go up here, and if you drop it here, then the pad will be a lot closer to your body. Okay. So let it go a bit out, outside. Okay. So if you aim, this here at the beginning in the address, make sure the club head passes here, not here. So pay attention to the club head pad. You have to bring the club head where you aimed. So you started there. On the way back, you passed this side here.
Oh,
on the way down, you passed this side here. Initially aimed here. During the backswing, the club passed this area. And the downswing, the club passed this area. So what should happen is here. As you go up here, okay, try to bring the club just outward here instead of
okay.
Bring this way. So if the club goes here and then just to come down along that way. So initially you have to let it go a bit more outward and then swing around. So you have to maintain consistent swing plane both ways. So make sure every time the club head passes where the tee is. Still, and way down, it went down. See, it hit the ground. That will hurt the consistent impact quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
The way you are swinging currently. So you are leaning forward too much. Try to stand, in your case, try to stand a bit more upright. Okay? Try to stand a bit more upright. You are relatively short, but when you lean forward too much, then between the spine axis and here, now it's a bit close to 90 degrees. But if you lean more, like then this. Actually this is more lifted.
Okay.
Okay, so about there, then make sure both ways try to bring the club head where the tee is. Again. So again, in the setup position, go to the edge rest position. And then drop the hands a bit more down. Drop the hands a bit more down. That means you have to move forward slightly. Forward.
Forward. Oh, my hand.
No, this way.
Oh.
Yeah, and then keep the hands more going down.
Like that?
Yeah, and then use that posture. From there, yeah, now it's a better path here. Okay. So when you assume that posture here, when you are here,
okay,
you go here. But when you keep the hands a bit closer, as you bring the hands, has to go a bit higher.
Oh, okay.
So in your case, you are leaning too much forward. So try to, in your case, try to assume more upright body posture. Yeah, that's good. That's good. From there. Okay, so let me record this and see how it goes. It's all about flow and then using your range of motion fully. Ready, go. Ready, go. So now the club goes about this much.
A little more, huh? Yeah. Okay.
You can see that you're pushing the club in the downswing.
Yeah.
Now you are letting it go better.
Hands are a little bit
but
higher.
still on the way down, still you are
Okay.
having is a lateral flexion. So try to keep it more upright and then let it go. So maintain a bit more upright body posture, and then go to a reverse pivot posture at the top. And then from there, just to turn around instead of dropping the left side quite a bit. Yeah, still you try to use your left arm quite a bit. So let's say in the backswing, so hold my hand here. No, maintain the,
okay.
facing this way.
Okay.
In the backswing, let's say you are in this position, right?
Right.
Then you have to move the right shoulder that way, and then pull the arm, and then throw the arm that way. So let's try it.
Right. Okay.
Turn your shoulder, right shoulder, and then move that way, and then try to pull my hand. Yeah. So this is what you need again. In order to pull, what you have to do is first shift this way.
Oh, okay.
Shift and then shift. First shift, and then pull. Pull. Instead of just turning the body here.
Okay.
And then pushing this left side in. So you have to really use the right shoulder and the right arm to drive this here. Let it go.
I see.
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Right? So you have to generate good amount of speed here in this position instead of quickly open it here and then try to push the left arm in. So you have to start from here. So what happens after the impact in the follow-through is not important, but you have exaggerated the turn in the follow-through. But what's important is what happens in the early phase of the downswing. Okay. Yeah. So when you emphasize the right arm, so during the backswing, you will put the right shoulder more here, and enough turn here. This motion, and then let it go. Instead of using the left side.
Would a weighted club help with that? More one-handed, not so much two-handed.
Try to use the right hand only then. Now release the left hand. Release the left hand, and try to push the right shoulder in this way, and then from there, by using the right shoulder, let it go. Still, this is going down. So instead of here going down like this, throw the upper body and then the arms and club here instead of this side going in. So you can, because you have a big muscle, so you can certainly do that. But currently your swing pattern does not allow you to do that. So in order to do that, you have to have a good wind up here. Yeah, wind up. So using this wind up, and then this motion should be continuous. Go here, and then using this wind up, and then let it go. Go here, and then let it go. And on the way down, keep the right arm a bit lower instead of going up here. Yeah, so let's try to engage your right arm more, okay? And then stage 3 again, holding both. But try to use your right side more, particularly during the backswing. Use your right side, push right side in, right shoulder in. With that, wind up, let it go. Yeah, more stand taller. Yeah. And make sure your club head passes through where the tip of the tee is. Now, let's swing back and forth continuously. Continuously, and then make sure the club head passes through the tee. Yeah, swing back and forth, easy, smooth, and feel the motion of the club head more than anything. It's not about your body motion, but it's got to be about the club head motion. Emphasize the club motion. So by using your body, you have to promote the club motion. Swing, swing, swing. Keep good range of motion. Swing, 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 swing. Now, when so your club is basically still at the low point is about here, okay, and then is going up here. So I think we can change this completely because of your grip. So unless you change your grip, it's hard to change this. But so what you need to pay attention to is just to pay attention to the club head motion. Imagine that when you are swinging here, the club head is going around your body. The club is a part of your body, okay? Club is a part of your body, so no more than anything, instead of just turning here, using your body, you have to pay attention to continuous, consistent club head motion. Club head motion.
It would be very hard to optimize. Would it be easy? Will it be very hard to optimize my grip? To optimize my grip.
Your grip is a huge limiting factor. That's for sure. But there's a swing back and forth. This time you can either close your eyes or keeping it open is okay. But try to feel the motion of the club head around your body as you repeat the swing. No rush. Can keep enough turn here. Swing, enough turn, and then swing, but feel the motion of the club head. See if you can bring the club head consistent along a consistent plane. So it's not about body motion, but it's about the club head motion. Feel the club head motion around the body. You have to have a continuous and consistent club head motion.
This is all my eyes closed.
Can you feel the club head motion around your body? Yeah, so that's how you promote the club head motion. No matter what, you have to have good club head. Now increase the club head speed. Not your body turn, but try to increase the club head speed. Make sure you know where the club head is, and then swing through. Try to increase the club head speed. Okay, so that's how you work with the club and the club head, okay? Now let's use the orange whip and see how it goes. This is relatively new to me.
Oh, the orange whip?
Yeah. When you swing, you can feel the motion of the tip here.
I actually have one of these.
That's the mid size, and swing back and forth again. Feel the motion of the end.
Can we just swing back and forth?
Swing back and forth, yeah. Make sure your body is your axis is not moving too much. So make it really consistent by maintaining the axis here. So you have to maintain the axis consistently and the swing back and forth. And feel the motion of the tip. Yeah, still on the way down, it's going far down, and then it's way short. It's not passing where the tip T is.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that.
So generally, I maintain where the tip has to pass through, but during the backswing and downswing, you have to make it relatively consistent. Okay, pay attention to the club head, the end motion. So both ways, keep it consistent. You keep hitting the ground. You keep hitting ground. That's why the mat is moving. So on the way down, you have the tendency is bring it down. But when you start the downswing, let it go more out. Okay. The club, the tip can go more out while keeping the hands relatively close. Okay. So let it go around instead of sliding the pelvis and then dropping this here. Okay, let it go out more. Yeah, when you start dropping the trail side, it's hard to change. It's one habit. It's hard to change. So let's try to. So here, no, let's go up here. Go up, and then try to swing it more this way and here. Not this way, but here. So that means you have to come out more this way, yeah. If you let it go this way, more out, then you don't have to sway that way too much.
Oh, it's gonna. Okay.
You don't have to slide the pelvis that way too much because your goal is to bring the tip more out this way. Yeah, bring it a bit higher so that you don't have to hit the, you don't have to touch this, but so to bring the head about here consistently, okay? Just to come out more this way so that it doesn't drop. Let's use your club now because now you feel the motion of the tip. Let's use the club, and instead of bringing the club down by sliding the pelvis, try to go more out. Yeah. And then limit your sliding. Yeah. Now swing back and forth. Swing back and forth. Easy, relax. No need to swing hard. Here. On the way down, you're pulling the hand down here. That's why it has to come this way. But here, try to use your wrist. So instead of moving the hands quickly to this side, going this side here, try to move hands about here and then let the wrist take over. Here. So you have to let it go out and then going this way. Imagine you have the arc of club head path, right? Currently, because you are sliding this way quite a bit, it's shifted to this way. Okay. But let's keep it more this way here. Okay. Instead of sliding and shifting the club head path or this way, try to have more club head path here instead of shifting and then moving everything this side. Okay. Okay. By limiting the pelvis slide, yeah, instead of having the club head arc more shift this way, try to form more here. So the low point goes about here instead of low point for here, and then you're moving this way quite a bit. So just to let the club head go more out, away from your body.
So more like?
Yes, yes. And then use your right hand more, right arm more in doing that. Do not lower your left side too much. And then during the backswing, you have to actually lower your right side when you do the backswing. And also keep the hands more in the middle.
Up here?
Yeah. More upright body posture, and then okay, now using the trigger motion, have a really active backswing. Turn around quite a bit. From there, in one motion, let it go. Do not slide the pelvis quite a bit and then open your body early and then try to push the left arm in. But rather, from the good wound up position here, using the right side and then throw the club. Okay? And then let it go out instead of dropping down. So make it more flat. Making more flat the swing pad on the way down. Okay, ready, go. Yeah, again hit the ground. Okay, ready, go. Try to make it just flat. Okay, make the swing plane a bit flat. So instead of go here and then dropping and then bring it down here, just to go here and then let it go out. Just let it go out and turn around. Let it go out and turn around instead of bringing down here. Let it go out more early on. Okay? So make the swing plane, downswing plane flatter. So reach out more as you swing when the downswing starts. Let it go out all the way.
Like that?
Yeah. Still, because you are lowering your left side and then body is turning too much this way, it just has to drop here.
I think I can correct this. This just going to take me some time.
Yeah, slow down the opening, okay. And then let it go here, and then turn around instead of shifting, opening the body and then dropping here.
Right here, right there.
And then create a more flatter cleaved pad on the way down, okay, instead of sliding toward the target and opening the body early. Again, still the same thing. What happens is your habit is on the way down, always you are shifting this way and then this is going in here and then this is dropping. So it's already determined. Instead here, from here, emphasizing this motion, let it just go here. Let it just turn around like this instead of going here. Okay. So from here, wind up position, simply turn around here.
Okay.
Turn around with this and let the club go flatter out. Again, from here, instead of going this way,
okay.
From here, just to turn the body this way.
So is that push off with my right leg like this? More?
Kick the ground.
More like?
Yeah, you have to use this leg actively instead of dropping this side. Stand, swing and stand on the right side here. So from the top position, just to turn your shoulders instead of dropping the left side too much. Just to turn around. And then make even The dowsing pad a bit flatter.
Okay.
Start flatter here and then let it go this way here.
So it's got to come up and get here.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Then you will drop this. So again, everything's okay. Go to the top position.
Okay.
With the current setup, go to the top position. From here, simply let it go out more this way here.
Oh, okay.
By turning your shoulder about the shoulder axis like this.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So, boom. Okay.
Let it go. Turn around. Turn around instead of sliding the pelvis and then dropping this side. Just a turn around about the spine axis.
Okay.
So that means that your right arm should come down a bit more instead of just going high here and going down this way. You have to turn this way. Yes. You have to control the club motion on the way down. Still. Again. So maintain a more upright posture. From there, make sure you turn the body about the spine axis. Okay? And then turn around. The trigger motion is even too high. So again, set up. Then in the trigger motion, bring it a bit flatter. Yes. Better, yes. Again. Again. And at the top, instead of trying to stop it with the arms, let it go all the way.
Let it go.
More. Okay, so have more time at the top. Yeah, you're instead of holding it, so you don't let it go. Go using the trigger motion here, and then let it go all the way. Have enough time, and then start the down. No rush. Okay. Okay, it dropped. So here's the one thing you have to really pay attention to. On the way down, if you have good enough shoulder turn here, and then by using the body turn and then come down here, your gaze is toward the ball, and then your body is still closer slightly, coming down this way. But if you turn your body more here, you tend to lose the gaze, and also this is dropping quite a bit here. Okay. The hitting the ground early, okay. And then you lose the control. So you have to bring the hands in front of your chest like this, instead of
so I don't lose
this opening too much.
So I don't lose the gaze.
Yeah. When this happens, it's hard to have a good impact because it's hard to first keep the gaze.
Right.
And then your dowsing pad is fairly low here. Okay. Your low point occurs here. Right, you tend to hit the ground, and this is coming more inward here. Okay. So you have to delay opening the chest station by the time you go here in this position instead of.
My gaze is still there. Okay.
So you have to delay opening of the chest. Currently, the way you are turning your shoulder and then you are moving your arms are not matching because you always try to hit in this position here. Okay. For this, you have to turn quite a bit.
Is that why sometimes it feels like I'm having to reach for the ball? That's probably why sometimes I feel like I'm reaching.
Yeah, if you look at your impact position, your hands are way ahead of the club. You're going to this position here.
Right.
Your body has to open quite a bit, but rather your impact position should be about here.
Okay.
So from here, they come down and hit the ball here.
Okay.
So let it go out here, and with that, hitting the ball here instead of.
Basically, I am very late in a way. I'm very late.
You're opening early. The arm is falling way behind.
Right.
That's why it's hard to hit the ball correctly. So you have to let the arms come in front of your chest.
So I have to keep the club in front of me the whole basically.
So you have to use your arms more actively and then let it go instead of opening the body a lot and then this is following here.
Okay.
So that's why you have to have a flatter pad. Let the club head go out more this way, okay, when you start. So from there, no, because you're using this arm motion here, that happens. But from here, if you turn the shoulder and then let the arm come down with that, then you will let it go. You have to let the wrist go this way. Let it go wrist this way instead of keeping this late. When you go this way, this is one problem with the strong grip going into this position, but you have to let it go. Turn around this way. So this side, you have to keep it flatter. Okay. The trigger motion, and the go a bit higher in the back, and then come down flatter. Keep it flatter instead of having stiff and bringing down and hit the ground. Again. Try to swing the arms in front of your body. Let it go. Again, let the arms go. During the backswing, it has to go a bit higher. Trigger and the downswing a bit flatter, but during the backswing a bit higher. That's better. That motion plane is a lot better. Again, let the hands go. Let the hands go out flatter and then wrist. Okay, so that you can move the club head fast. So let's try to move the club head a bit, faster, instead of having the hands way ahead of the club. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let the club.
Yes.
Okay.
Let the club head go a bit earlier. So that's better. And then when you start using the arms and the wrists properly, you don't have to open your body that much. Try to swing a lot flatter. Now, keep your body upright and then swing. Try to swing horizontally.
Oh, like this?
Yeah. Keep the hands a bit lower and the swing.
Oh, like here?
So when you keep your hands a bit lower, then it will be more comfortable.
Like this?
Yeah. From there, try to swing hard. Let the club head go. On the way, in the downswing, your right side is higher, left side lower, but try to level them.
On this?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the downswing, try to level this and then turn instead of turning like this.
Okay.
I see that your right shoulder is higher, but level the shoulder and just a turn around. And then let the arm and club go. So try to move the club head a bit fast. Yes. Again. Keep the hands a bit lower. Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That kind of swing. Now assume your regular posture. And again, try to implement that. So instead of keeping the right shoulder too high and the left shoulder down, on the way down, try to level them, okay? So just to emphasize the shoulder turn around the spine axis. That's better. That's better. And then currently the trigger motion, the plane is good. And then on the way down, on the way,
Trigger got to be in here.
that's good. In the backswing, try to bring it a bit higher. Bring the hands and club a bit higher. So,
More.
yeah, and the short.
The biggest thing is when I set up to do this one, I need to be this way.
Yeah, more level turn here.
Okay.
So turn your shoulders this way, and then let the arms go instead of here.
Right. 'Cause then I'm,
Yeah. Again. So during the backswing, try to bring a bit higher, and then downswing flatter. So try to swing more this way. I'm here. Try to throw the club head this way. Yes. So keep swinging the club head that way. More leveled the shoulder turn. So what happens is at the top, your right shoulder is low, and you're going to this position here. So from here, when you start the downswing, naturally you go this way, right? So at the top, try to
have a lower right shoulder.
Right shoulder lower, and then left shoulder higher. Go to this position. It's easier to turn around the spine axis. So if you fix that one, everything will be a lot easier in the downswing. So at the top of backswing, instead of lowering the left side, right side is going down. So left shoulder actually has to be a bit higher. Even during the backswing, so during the backswing, just a turn about the spine axis. Yeah, from there, turn around again. So bring the hands a bit higher at the end of the backswing. So trigger motion is flat, right? And then during the backswing, bring it a bit higher so that the left shoulder can go a bit higher. Yes, now this plane is good. So nothing is now obstructing your arms and club motion in the downswing. Very good. Yes. Yeah. So what happens is in the downswing, if your body obstructs the motion of the arms,
Then I've got to do that.
then you have trouble, right? But by lowering this side quite a bit, then actually the body is affecting the motion of the arms in the downswing. But when you have a relatively higher shoulder position from here, just to turn around and nothing is really obstructing your arm motion here.
Okay, I see. So right here, I'm obstructing, and I have no choice.
This.
I've got to do something here. Because the club's going that way.
Yeah. So when you bring the left shoulder a bit higher in the backswing, nothing obstructs your downswing. And then just let it go. Just turn around your spine axis.
I really practice this a lot.
Yes. And then just turn around. Yes, exactly. And then that, lowering the left, in your case, the left shoulder is quite common among the strong grip users.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we don't have a choice. If we just want to keep it going that way, We're trying to, I think someone told me before, the reason, what I have to do is I kind of got to back out of it to square the club face up.
This is really bad here.
Right. Yeah, but that's so I can keep the ball from going way over.
So yeah, more flatter and a simple turn about your spine axis. Yep.
A little higher this. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead. Now one more. Ready, go. Go. Yeah, now you will see that
I can feel a big difference there.
the club motion is a lot simpler now.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Wow.
It's a lot simpler.
I actually believe the club is more.
It's a lot more consistent. The backswing, downswing, the pad is a lot more consistent.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I didn't take it back as far there. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
So,
I do a lot of that.
yeah, I think when you did this, it was good.
Mm-hmm.
So from here, turn this way.
Mm-hmm.
So this side is high, the right side is lower. From here, just a simple turn, and then let it go. From here. So even at the top, it's okay to have a shoulder higher and then bring the
Club up.
right arm a bit higher here. This is okay. From here, let it go. So unobstructed arm motion in the downswing.
So for me, for a pre-shot routine, I want to keep that. It wouldn't be bad for me to have two things. One, I do this to make sure I feel that, right? Higher, lower. And then do the...
Yeah, so the trigger will set everything.
Right, but the other thing is I need to feel this.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So, when you lower your left shoulder quite a bit, then it ruins everything.
Back here,
Yeah. Then on the way down, you are coming down this way. This is high, left side is low. So try to turn more, about the spine axis, and give a more level turn.
Okay.
So again, let me watch from this direction. So using the trigger, basically set the foundation.
That definitely feels a whole lot different there.
Now the motion is better, yeah. So your club motion is a lot simpler. So stage 3, try to have a fast trigger, the backswing, and then let it go. Okay. Ready, just a second. Ready, go.
That definitely feels different.
Oh, I'm confused. You're a lefty, so I'll stay behind.
The right-handers.
All right, ready, go. And then you have really strong muscles here, but you are not using these muscles to generate enough speed. So let me show you this. As you can feel, my muscles are a lot smaller. I don't have that much muscle. Okay? I'm so lazy, so I don't work out at all. But because I'm using my body quite a bit, I can generate
A lot of speed.
speed, just a whipping sound, right? You should be able to do this. But the way you're doing is that you are moving everything 1 unit here. Okay? Even on the way down, you have to separate the motions of all these. You have a sequential motion, so that you should be able to really throw the club like this. But what we are doing is using the whole body as one unit. So try to snap now. On the way down, particularly on the way down, try to use your arm and wrist and then try to snap it and see how fast you can go. So use the body in the trigger and the backswing. Okay, good wind up, and then use your arms, because now your arm motion is not obstructed, unobstructed arm motion. With that, use the arm and wrist and then try to snap it. Generate this whipping sound. In order to generate the whipping sound, you have to accelerate the body early on. With the closed body position, from here, you have to accelerate the body. Instead of open and then try to do something.
Gotta do it early.
From the wound up position, from this position, as you come down, here you have to accelerate the body, actually. Instead of open and then try to do something. So to not waste your range of motion at the top, okay? Give good wind up, and using that wind up, try to accelerate early. Snap it. Throw the arms more actively. Your body is opening too early, and then the arms are following behind. But try to throw the arms and the club in front of the body. Still the right side, left side is dropped. That's better. So no need to turn your body a lot in the downswing. You have excessive body turn in the downswing. Rather, try to throw the arms and club fast, and then go flat, a bit flatter in the downswing. So it's because you don't have the support from your lower body. Okay? So doing the backswing, when you are here, you have to have a good tension building in this hip here. Go here and then start the downswing with this shift motion, and then let it go. Go here, wind up, and shift, and then let it go. Okay, not just the turning, but shift and then let it go. Push the right leg here, and then stand on the right side. Instead of bringing the hip back, just stand on the right side. Push the ground hard with the right leg. So using the stepping action. Again. Again. Try to swing more outward, Still your body is opening too early, and then your arm is following behind. So in the back, top backswing, bring the hands a bit higher. From here, let it go. Let the arms go. In your case, the body is opening too early, and then the arms are following, but try to actively throw the arms and the club in front of the body. Yeah. Yes. So you have to repeat this again and again. So it's like this. If your goal is to generate the speed of the club head, again, you have to feel the motion of the club head. It's not about your body motion, but it's about the club head motion. If your goal is moving the club head here, now nothing is obstructing your arm motion, right? So your goal is to generate good club head motion here. Pay attention to the club head motion. Forget about what your body does. Try to promote good club head motion. That way you will be able to effectively use your arms and wrist. Currently you are moving, you're rotating the whole body as one unit, and the arms are following. That's why you will not be able to generate enough speed with the, your, yes, again, swing back and forth several times, and then finally have a good wind up, and then let the arms and club go. Club head motion is important. Again. Again, use your right arm more, then let it go.
I move fast with one hand, don't like I move fast.
So I think what's happening is at the beginning of the downswing, you are dropping the hand here. So go up here, you are dropping here. That's why you're going this way. But here, let it go. Okay. Holding here, and then let it go. So try to use your body to promote fast motion of the club head. Just let it go from there by turning the shoulders and throwing the arms. Okay, so now let's go to the top of backswing. Top of backswing. So from here, instead of try to just bring the arms here and then let it go, try to bring the down, bring the hands down here. Okay, with the closed body position, and then as this comes forward here, and then turn around here. Okay. So here, come down here with the closed body posture, and then try to swing instead of your hand pad, instead of hand going this way here, drop here. Okay. Coming down and then turn this way instead of going this way too much.
Oh, okay.
When your hands travel this way too much, then you have to open your body early. If your hands come down this way and then turn around, you will delay the opening the chest. So pay attention to the hand pad here. So from here, just to come down here and then swing this way instead of bring the hands in front of your body too much.
So with that, with this?
Yeah, and then keep your body a bit more upright so that you don't hit the ground. By turning around and then throwing the arms, throw the arms more actively, throw the arm more flatter, so it's quite, currently is quite outward.
Too far out?
No, the swing plane is outward. So remember, trigger motion, so this side, it has to be flatter, and then bring it a bit higher here. So flat here, and the high here, flat here, high here, flat here, high here, like this. You have to change the whole thing. And really pay attention to the club head motion. You have to feel the motion of the club head.
Okay.
Okay, ready, ready, go. Okay, ready, go. So again, when you bring it down, your face turned quite a bit, and then you lost the gaze, and then dropped. You see, the downswing was the club head was passing closer.
Oh, okay.
Because going this way. So here in your initial swing, definitely you went up here and then tried to push this. Mm-hmm. Now that's gone. Okay. You are letting it go. That's better. Again, your initial swing. Okay. Mm-hmm. Push and then turn around. But now you are letting the club head go. Okay. Faster now, okay. Definitely.
I just got to set up with more level shoulders.
Instead of pushing here.
See, our shoulders is not as tilted.
Now, yeah. You see, the club head just keep going here instead of push here. Okay. So that aspect is improved. The overall flow is now a lot better.
Okay. So is this drill a good drill right here? And try to, I guess, kind of
just to turn the shoulder.
Lower right shoulder.
Turn the shoulder flat and keep the hands a bit lower here, okay. With a comfortable turn. Okay. And go up here.
So just leave the shoulders flat. I don't need to do this and make sure that I'm lower with this. Okay. So this is a good drill right here.
Now, here's one trick. As you turn in the backswing direction, mm-hmm. As you turn at the end, lower your body, squat. Okay. So go here toward the end of the backswing, squat, and then when you start the downswing, kick the ground and then swing. See?
On a level like that? Okay.
So squat toward the end of the backswing.
So get here and then...
No, it's too late.
Too late? Oh, you got to do it.
Yeah, and then... Okay. And then when you start downswing, just push the ground hard. No, not sliding that way. Here, as you approach to the backswing, lower the body here, right? Mm-hmm. And then kick and then let it go. No. Yeah, by using the leg action, mm-hmm. No, you are not intentionally turning your body. Okay. Intentionally not turning like this, but rather kicking. What this leg does is it kick the ground with that action, let it go. Okay. So in order to do that, you have to lower your body toward the end of the backswing, and then by kicking the right.
Late.
So what should happen is as you lower your body, so as you approach it to the backswing, as you lower your body, you have to also shift it to the right side. So mainly flex the right knee, right knee, and then from here kick the right leg and then turn around.
And everything's in sequence that way.
Yeah. So the active downswing action should come from the right leg action. Again. So the right leg action has to allow you to move the arms and club and then throw it instead of turning the body. Kick the ground and then let the turning the.
I'm still doing that.
You are turning around.
You want me to do, you just want me to do.
Instead, kick the ground and then bring the right hip up.
You want
Bring the right hip up, and then with that, turn.
bring the right foot up.
Yeah, turn the upper part here, and then let the shoulder turn. Using the active leg action, you have good shoulder turn. With that, throw the arms and club. Now the right side, as you push, right side went up. Again. So do the trigger motion. First the trigger motion, and then toward the end. Yeah, again. Toward the end of the backswing, lower the body more. To the right side, swing again. Again. The trigger motion and the backswing, use your body turn more instead of using the wrist. Yes, again. Yeah, so that way you will be able to use the right leg better, and then the swing becomes faster. So the idea is when you have good horizontal swing here, swing, swing, when you use the body right, then this happens.
Okay.
So really the main speed is coming from the leg action. But this is something you have to practice a lot. Currently with your muscles and everything, you are not using the muscles properly. So that's why you cannot really generate that whipping sound. But now let's wrap it up. So stage three. Do the stage 3 as a pre-shot routine, and then do your regular swing. But in your regular swing, you have to maintain what you learned from the stage 3. Stay more upright from there. Trigger. And then keep that in mind. Again, stage 3 and do your regular swing. Dropped. Again, it was outward, so you're dropping here. Your head is going up, it's a dropping. Have a more level turn here. Let it go. Now, again, use a stage 3 as your pre-shot routine, and this time you will actually hit the ball. Make sure you deliver your club head where the ball is. The impact was the best impact for today. However, still the ball is going slightly left. Yeah, again. Yeah, the quality of impact generally improves here, but still the path is slightly outward. Now let's do this. So again, assume your impact position, the setup position. And then move forward by an inch. No, not that way.
Oh, this one.
This way, yeah. So it hit the body of the tee. That means it was a bit lower. But when you approach to the ball, now the direction is better. So what happens is, if the ball is located too far out,
I got to reach.
then you hit the ball with the toe. So that goes that way. When you approach the ball slightly, so decrease the distance, then the center of the face will hit. But then the club head is moving down too much, so that's why you hit the body of the tee. Use a stage 3 as your push-up. Step back slightly, step back, and keep safe distance, and then stage 3, full stage 3, with the flat shoulder turn. Now approach it to the ball, and then move forward by an inch. You see, now it's a straight. Although he hit the railing over there, so it doesn't bounce back that well. But so from now on, what you'll do is you'll aim the ball with the heel.
The heel?
Yeah, aim the ball. Again, stage 3. Okay, approach to the ball and aim the ball with the heel of the face. Heel of the club. Yeah. Impact a lot better. You could move forward a bit more. Really align it with the heel. This time it was not as much. So again, stage 3. Full scale stage 3. Let it through. Okay, and then approach it to the ball. Yeah, that looks good. So then you hit the ground. You hit the ground a little bit. So control the club head pad. Deliver the club head where the ball is. So you have to pay attention to your club head motion. As you swing, you have to know where the club head is. Move forward a bit more. Yeah, there. Yeah, you let the club head go down early. This is what you have to control. You are the only one who can control that. Yeah, that was a good impact. Again, stage 3. So when the ball is going to the right, or in your case, left, then there are two ways to adjust this. Either move left more.
Yeah, which is going to close the clip. Okay.
Yeah, or when you go a bit closer, then you will be able to use the center. But now let's try to move leftward by an inch. So assume your regular stance. So stage 3 first. And then normal address. Yeah. Okay. And then there, move your feet toward me by an inch. So these are the things you can experiment, okay? You can experiment. When your miss is consistent, so if you hit the ball outward consistently, then you can
either back an inch or stand closer, or line up to the heel.
Yeah, or you can move
back an inch.
This, so in other words, put the ball more
forward.
Yeah, forward.
Okay.
So those are the things you can do. But in general, you currently use the swing flow is a lot better compared to the initial. So you don't have.
I've got to do a lot of these.
Yeah, you don't have a pushing action here,
right.
And you have more wind up now with that continuous motion here. However, still you can use your muscles a lot better and then generate a lot more speed. But you're not using the body, to generate more speed. You should have more speed, but it's a matter of how you move your body. But if you always go this way, it's hard to generate speed because the speed comes from here. Using the lower body action. Okay. So do the stage 3 and try to use your lower body a lot and see how it goes. Try to swing hard, stage 3. Swing hard, but use your lower body like crazy.
Like crazy?
Stage 3, engage your lower body more. Yeah, using your lower body more means that you just turn and slide and turn here. Turn here.
I need to twist.
More up and down motion here. Push the ground up and down. Here. No need to use the ball. So stage 3. In your case, you're always turning your body and then the arm is coming behind and try to swing this way. But actually, let it go. Let it go. You have to use your arms more actively. So before the body turns, you have to use your arms more actively. Currently, always your body turns, body opens, and then arms are following here. That's why you cannot really use the muscles. So although your muscles are strong, but you're not using. Your muscles are not trained for speed. That's the problem. Okay?
Gotta get my fast twitches going, huh?
If you look at your left foot, after the swing, your left foot goes like this because you turn your body too much. Swing, and then the leg action should be like this. Footwork here. Swing like this, but instead you're going this much. You're turning.
So it should be more.
Yeah, push the ground with your toe, left toe. Gently push the ground with the left toe. And so if you, again, from now on, when you use the club head centric perspective, so because the goal is to generate good motion of the club head here. Relax your body and then let it go like this.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you're not.
In order to use the low body, use the ground well, you have to have good connection, then use the low body instead of just turning around. So this kind of image here. Swing, 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 swing. Really promoting the motion of the club head, because the club head motion is what's important. And then, so and the whole thing started with your strong grip, and the hands are sticking out like this. And then into this position. Everything starts from here. So you have to really change the grip more than anything, and start using the wrist more freely. But it's a long term goal. And then, if you are determined to change it, then you can certainly start.
It's going to be with
playing with your grip. Okay.
The grip.
Yeah.
Wow.
But currently, the flow is a lot better now. But all you need to pay attention to is give more wind up in the backswing, have more time, right? From there, just there you go.
My grip needs to be more here.
As if you are shaking hands with somebody, and also use the index finger. The index finger has to be longer like this, here, and also like this. So with this, you can easily control this motion and then this motion here, instead of holding like this. Holding like this. Try to.
Oh, I see what you're saying. More here.
Yeah.
Not a long thumb, a short thumb.
Yeah. So
Or short left thumb for you, left thumb, short right thumb for me, versus that long thumb like this. I see.
So the index finger actually should be longer than the thumb position here, like this, instead of going this way or going this way.
Yeah.
So you can use the wrist. Let it go. Let it go. So wrist alone will give you good speed. But currently, with your grip, you cannot use your wrist that way.
So you're saying more grip like this?
Both the index fingers should be longer, like this.
Both? Oh, this one too? Oh, this one long too? Oh, I see.
So with that, you have a better control. And then you can use the wrist motion quite a bit.
Oh, I see. So it gives me a little bit of a cup in there too.
Yeah.
Instead of that.
And then when people use a strong grip, you will see that this is the worst position here. Go ahead.
Hands in front of the ball?
Rather, yeah. Still, you can have a strong grip, but try to keep it this way here, instead of going like this. When you are in this position, just here and then try to hit the ball like this. When you are here, with strong grip here, still you'll be able to use the...
You almost got to release it a touch early, basically. Because if I hold on to it, I'm going to get there.
Yeah. So, but if you have a neutral grip, it's a lot easier.
Oh, I see.
Because the hands are going down here, the arms are going down here, and you're having this angle here. So it's easy to introduce this motion here.
So this is more pronounced this way. Versus a strong grip, then this is pronounced. Not so much this.
So you should be able to use this motion.
Right here.
And then this motion here, so that,
Right here.
yeah, you have a good wrist motion.
When you do this, you don't have any.
When you have here, it's hard to use.
You don't have any. I see.
But when,
This way we do have
yeah, when you have this one here, you can move the wrist
Okay.
easy like this. So here, So good wrist motion here. So wrist motion alone
should be able to.
Arm and wrist motion alone can give you that much speed. So you are not using the mobility allowed in your body. And it starts with that strong grip, sticking out like this. And the trail side is really low, and that dictates the whole swing. Okay, so you have to work on the grip. Okay.
So that should be long, you're telling me, there, versus here, that is here. Okay.
Even when you play tennis, the same thing. Well, you don't hold the tennis club like this, but rather you're holding it like this.
Yeah.
And then hitting the ball like this. Okay, so this is your task, your homework. You have to diligently work on the grip. So try to use a more neutral grip. And then also try to mobilize your body. Particularly use your wrist more. And then the next is using your lower body more actively. You should be able to use your lower body quite a bit. Again, lower body shouldn't have also the bias. Currently, you have bias to this side here because you're starting from this position. But when you have more centered here, you can use the pelvis both ways quite a bit.
So would my use of that kettlebell help me at all there? Because I mean, I have that.
The whole idea is the whole idea for the kettlebell swing is using the lower body and then try to swing it instead of using the upper body.
Right.
But somehow you have to practice engaging your lower body more and more.
And but the kettlebell stuff would help.
Kettlebell and whatever that is. You have to have more dancing action, active pelvis motion. So the pelvis motion is actually coming from the leg actions. So in order to work with the ground well, then you have to use the leg actions quite a bit. With that, the pelvis motion will reflect active interaction with the ground. With that, you will be able to move the body quite a bit without using the arms. With the pelvis turn and the shoulder turn comes together, turn here, turn here, turn here, turn. Simply just hang. This is turn, turn, turn. Let it go.
Okay.
Instead of using arm. And when you contract all these muscles, actually you will not be able to swing the arms that fast. But when you relax here, let it go. So these are the things that you need to work on. It is hard to change because you've used the current swing for long. But only when you practice purposefully. Only when you practice with purpose. More neutral grip, promote the wrist motion, and start using the lower body more. The grip will change a lot of things. Once you have a more neutral grip, it will allow you to move your body more as well. And you can take some steps as you swing back and forth. Steps.
Pretty hard.
Yeah. Well, some people get it so naturally. Because
I've been playing a long time. That's probably what hurts me.
Yeah, so you have this swing style fairly fixed. So it's hard to change at this point. But yeah, when I saw your video clip initially, my response was, uh-oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that strong grip with the excessive bias to the lead side. This is quite problematic. Always try to hit the ball more this way here.
So I've got...
You have to turn the body.
So I mean, so the grip's gotta change.
Yeah.
No.
And then something like this, and you can feel the motion of the weight at the end here. And when you go easy, then you will have minimum bending here. So no need to have a lot of bending. A lot of bending means that you are actually forcing with your hands. So while you have good control of the head here, but try to have a minimum bending here. Then nicely guide, let it go. When you use the body-driven swing, let it go. And more than anything, you should be able to move this consistently along the same plane. If the backswing plane, downswing plane changes, that means you have a lot of unnecessary movements. Particularly when you use arms quite a bit, then that happens. Because if you just bring it in and then bring it in. But relax with the arms relatively while maintaining the neural passage here, neural connection. But have easy wrist and arms here. Using the body, if you guide this motion, is fairly consistent here, both ways. Then, when the swing plane is established, your body motion is reasonable. By putting more effort, it does not change the swing plane.
Oh, so I can just establish it nice and smooth.
And then swing harder, but still you'll have the same plane here.
Okay.
Again, this is the swing plane established here. Swing here.
We'll change that.
So you want to change. But in order to do this, you have to actually use your lower body a lot. Maintain the spine axis more or less consistently, and then just use the lower body, and then continue this motion instead of use the upper body.
Okay. Yeah, and I need to stand taller.
Yeah, so when you practice all these, then you should have a purpose. Then you have to know what you're aiming here. Okay? Your goal is to generate a consistent motion. If the swing plane is not right, then you will not be able to have consistent motion. If it's too flat or too steep, you'll have trouble. Too flat, it's hard to naturally move. Okay? Your body already knows that if the swing plane is not right, you feel awkward. So if you go too flat here, something's not right here. Motion is not that easy. But when you have reasonable slope, you're not working against anything. You can work with everything. Easily let it go. If it's too steep, again you feel something is not right.
Right. Okay.
So when you have a really easy, comfortable swing plane, back and forth, that means that's your swing plane. And then try to move things along that plane.
Okay.
But again, it requires a practice with the purpose.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. But the bottom line is that your swing became quite smooth now. And particularly the backswing range of motion increased. So with that, you will have more range of motion, and then simply just try to develop unobstructed arm motion.
Okay, yeah. So I gotta...
So do not let your body affect the arm motion detrimentally.